Some viewers may find this disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hi, my sweet babies. It's Destined Choice, and welcome to my second channel. So, of course, we are all gathered here today to talk about this stupid, ugly-ass, racist-ass bitch, Amber Guyger. So, I want to talk about Miss Amber Guyger, this ugly-ass, racist bitch, who clearly got a slap on the wrist because of her white privilege. I'm going to be enjoying my weight loss, slim peach tea. Got that honey in there. I'm going to be eating my nice healthy snacks with some BLK sauce. So I just got these out the microwave, and I decided to do this video because I was in the bubble bath. I just got out of my bubble bath and I was just contemplating about this whole story about Amber Guyger. I wasn't going to do this video at first, but I felt like it was necessary specifically because this has become national news. Specifically because, before we get into this video, I want to break it down for y'all. So in case you guys didn't know, a white woman by the name of Amber Guyger is a Dallas police officer. And basically, she was obviously let go, but the reason she was let go because last year, September, around September 6, 2018, she murdered a man and broke into his home. You know why she broke into this man's home? She broke into a black man's home named botham-jean because she thought it was her apartment. She was walking on the wrong floor and she walked into the wrong door. Her door was unlocked. The door was unlocked. It wasn't her door. She walks in and sees a black man and says, "Oh my God, what are you doing here, Tyrone?" So she pulls out a fucking gun and is like, "Let me see your hands. Let me see your hands. Let me see your hands." And he's like, "Hey. And then he wouldn't put his hands up. He wouldn't get on the floor. So she shot him dead.
My gun pointed. And I'm saying, "Let me see your hands, let me see your hands."
What were you focused on?
Him. Yes, sir.
Hey!
And that's at that point whenever I shot. As I was getting close, that's when it started hitting me that this guy, I have no idea who he is.
And then after shooting him and turning on the lights, she realizes, holy shit, this is my apartment. So she literally murdered an innocent man who was in his living room eating ice cream. So, long story short, this happened last year and there's been a huge investigation on it. It's actually just not going viral because, you know, we're finally hearing about her sentencing. So after all this investigation throughout the entire year, we're now getting her sentence, and basically she got sentenced to 10 years in prison.
Whoever was inside my apartment was gonna kill me. And I'm sorry. I have to live with that every single day that I heard.
Now here's why it's going viral. Some people are saying, yeah, victory, oh my God, amazing victory. But here's my thing. If she was a black woman or a black man, I guarantee you she would have got this slap on the wrist. Now the reason why this story is so interesting to me is it's almost as if she's trying to use her white woman tears. And y'all know what white woman tears are. If you know the story of Emmett Till, y'all know what white woman tears are. White woman tears have been the problem since the beginning of time. So long story short, she's over here on the stand telling the entire story. She looks sad, but she's not really fully empathetic or tearing up. The only time she really started tearing up is when she found out that she was possibly going to jail. And then she started crying when they finally announced her sentence. So personally, I think this bitch is racist as fuck, and I think she purposely killed that black man. I don't know, that's just my opinion. It just don't make no sense. And in my opinion, the one thing that everybody's talking about is how, oh wow, she's so fucked up, she's this, she's that, that's crazy, it's racism. But in my opinion, I'm looking at it in a different perspective as well, because I feel like if they're going to lock this bitch up for 10 years, the least they could do is give this bitch a drug test. Because if she was a black man, I'm sure they would have given her a drug test. Because if she was a black man, they would have used this in court and said, oh, you were on this much and that much. Were you on drugs? They didn't ask this woman if she was on drugs. It was literally a 3-hour trial. I watched almost the entire video. And they never asked her if she was on drugs. Not even that. They didn't even drug test her. So it's like, how the fuck she walking into somebody's own apartment?
And I'm saying, "Let me see your hands, let me see your hands."
I don't know about y'all, but that shit just don't happen. That dog don't hunt. And it's getting even more media attention because, in case you guys didn't know, the man she killed is a Caribbean from St. Lucie. His entire family is very Christian. They're very religious bound, right? So, literally the father, who's a pastor, the father of the 26-year-old, mind you, he also died 4 days before his 27th birthday, which is crazy. He went on stage as he was preaching, and he said some shit along the lines of, he would like to be her friend and he would love to move on even though he's not happy with the sentencing. And I'm like, what the fuck?
This brief is looking, I'd like to become a friend at some point in time. I think I have the ability to do it. I can be her friend. And I would like to be a friend despite my loss. But God is good. That's why I make it. So I appreciate what
The fuck? And then fast forward, a clip resurfaces of his younger brother testifying, speaking on his brother, and he literally asks us to give this white bitch, this racist bitch, a hug. And I'm just like,
I don't even want you to go to jail.
To Amber Guyger.
And I don't wish anything bad on you. I don't know if this is possible, but can I give her a hug, please? Please?
Yes.
All the deputies in the courtroom looked at each other, knowing that this was a major infraction of the security rules, and then they looked at Judge Kemp for guidance. She made a snap decision and said, go ahead, and so the hug happened.
this will make no fucking sense. I don't know what the fuck they're putting in that Dallas, Texas water, but they need to clean it up. But I don't even fucking happened 5 years ago. If some shit like this happened to me, I'd be fucking pissed. I'd be like, no, throw the fucking key away, lock that bitch up, end the story. It'd be different if he was out here acting a fool and he physically attacked her. This man was just living his damn life, working his ass off in this country for him to just get shot in his fucking apartment. This bitch is a Breaking Becky. That's her name, Breaking Becky.
As a police officer, when it really matters, how do you give a loud verbal command?
In an authoritative and clear voice.
You would have said, let me see your hands! Let me see your hands! Right?
It would be a loud voice,
That's
yes.
right. Not like you showed them earlier today. You would have been almost screaming that at him, wouldn't you?
I didn't scream it.
All right. But you're saying that that happened at the threshold of the door with the door open, right?
Yes, sir.
So you're actually partially in the hallway.
Yes, I guess you can say that.
Okay? I mean, you're not fully in the apartment and you're not fully in the hallway. You're right in the middle, right?
Yes, sir.
You understand that neighbors say that they can, all the neighbors that testified along that hall who are closest to Mr. Jean,
Yes.
the people that live, I mean, the ones that we call as witnesses are the ones who live across from him, next door to him, the closest as we could find possible of the 300 people that live there, right?
Yes, sir.
Not one of them heard you say that.
I can't tell you why.
Well, it's because you didn't say it.
Not true, sir.
And ask it again. From the door, you've testified that you could see Mr. Jean doing a side-to-side motion.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then you've testified on this cross-examination that you watched that for, I think you said 2 or 3 seconds.
Yes, it was. I think it was.
Okay? I'm not going to hold you to that, approximately 2 to 3 seconds. Right?
Yes, sir.
In that 2 to 3 seconds, let's just watch it. 1, 2, watch your step, please. Take a normal shooting position. You have a one-handed shooting position, correct? All right. Mr. Jean is a good 4 inches taller than me. In order for that bullet to have gone into him at that angle, he must have been bent over something like this, right?
I don't know what he was.
If you saw the trajectory that the medical examiner testified to, do you have any reason to think that the medical examiner is lying?
I don't.
But so your testimony is that he was standing straight up, looking you in the eye, or looking right at you when you shot him in the chest.
Yes, sir, when I saw him. It's the last thing I saw.
I'm gonna go to show you that the judicial system is fucked up. After the younger brother hugged the murderer, the judge was out here tearing up, wiping away her tears. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Then after the sentencing, this bitch was literally walking up to her, whispering her here's some bullshit. And then she passed her a Bible.
The judge then turned and went to Amber Guyger herself. She bent down and spoke to her in her ear. We couldn't hear what she was saying at first, but then the judge walked away, went back into her chambers, and returned less than a minute later with a small book in her hand. We quickly realized that it was a copy of the Bible.
I got 3, 4 more at home. This is the one I use every day before I go to work. This is your job for the next month. It's right here, John 3:16.
Then the judge and Amber hug each other. Amber tells something in the judge's ear that prompts the judge to say, "Ma'am, it's not because I'm good, it's because I believe in Christ." The judge continues, "I'm not so good. You haven't done so much that you can't be forgiven." The judge continues, "You did something bad in one moment in time. What you do now matters." Then the judge urges Amber to take the Bible with her as the deputies escort her back to the holding cell for prisoners. At this point, lawyers and onlookers were all tearing up, getting emotional. I was tearing up. No one really could understand what was going on.
That judge needs to be fucking fired. Horrible. Judges are supposed to be neutral. What's she doing? She's over here hugging the family, which I understand, and then she's hugging the murderer? Really? She'd be better off not hugging anybody at this point. I guarantee you, if the roles were reversed, and a black man said, like, let me put it this way. Let's switch the story around. Let's switch the roles and see how this story would have played out. Let's say a black man was scrolling around and he accidentally walked into a white woman's apartment. Choked on my oyster. Let's say it was a black man scrolling through around the building and he barged into a woman's apartment, right? And let's say he was a police officer and he killed an innocent woman because he felt threatened. This story would have played out way differently. The judge wouldn't have had sympathy. The judge wouldn't have been like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." The judge wouldn't have been reading Bible verses. The judge wouldn't have been wiping her tears away. The judge would have been like, can't wait to put this little nigga away. This shows you that racism is still alive. Very well. I feel like the black community is still like stuck in this Stockholm syndrome. A lot of people are like, you should forgive. You should forgive. The Lord wants you to forgive. Bitch, forgiveness my ass. Fuck that. The dad and the younger brother are on some fuck shit. And then he actually just did an interview. Like, an interview just got posted a couple of hours ago. By the time y'all see it's going to be a couple of hours ago. And the brother addressed why he hugged her.
There's mixed emotions within the family itself. As Brent explained it to me this morning, it really hit home for me. He wanted not only to forgive her in words, but he wanted her to believe him. So just saying it, she may not be convinced. So he asked to give a physical display of that forgiveness so that she would be free and so that he could authentically be free. Now, everyone in that family is hurting desperately because they love both Michelle. And they won't be able to get past that hurt if they can't forgive their killer, his killer. They believe that. I believe that. And so it was an important first step. And I'm exceptionally proud of him. And he taught me something in that moment.
And it is what it is. If he wants to forgive her, that's perfectly fine. But a hug, that's a slap in the face to the black community that was out here protesting.
It ain't gonna be no peace until justice is served. This ain't no.
But it was in stark contrast to the chanting going on outside.
10 years.
Hey, at least the bitch going to jail. I mean, she's still going to be in her 40s. She's still going to be 41 because right now she's 31. By the time she get out, she's going to be 41, which is still pretty young. So she's still going to have her whole life ahead of her. And they matters even worse. Did y'all know this bitch was too busy sucking some dick behind the scenes? She was fucking with a married man. And after killing this nigga and calling the police for help, which they played in court, she immediately called the married man that she was fucking, asking for his help, who's also a police officer, which is also not even ethical. You shouldn't be fucking your colleague who's a police officer.
Communication with Mark Rivera via text.
Yes, there was.
What was that about?
We were just I believe it was just still what was going on with the day, but eventually called me.
That's crazy. And it matters even worse. They even found racist text messages of her. So the Dallas Police Department released text messages that she in fact deleted. One message that she wrote to someone said, Damn, I was at this area with 5 different black officers. Not racist, but damn. Another racist message she wrote was, not racist, but just have a different way of working. And it shows. Man, that is white people's favorite line. I'm not racist, I'm not racist. Oh, but I'm not racist, I don't see color. Cracker, shut up! Saying derogatory things. This bitch is clearly a racist. This bitch got a slap on the wrist. A lot of people are saying the black community is so ungrateful. At least she got locked up. Is she not supposed to get locked up? She murdered an innocent person. This is literally horrifying. I can't believe what I've seen. A lot of people are dragging the brother and saying he's a disgrace and he's this and he's that and he's trash. For me, I'm not going to drag him for being forgiving because we all build differently. But I'm going to drag him for just being weak. Like, I just feel like you let your religion cloud your judgment. Like, I understand people being religious, but I feel like you shouldn't allow your religion to cloud your judgment. Like, some people do take religion a little bit too seriously. I feel like it's perfectly fine to be a human. You don't have to just do something just because the great book tells you to. But that's just how I feel. Maybe he had the entire year to grieve, considering his brother was murdered a year ago. But nah. Murder doesn't have an expiration date. And another thing, they also had this bitch literally act out what she did.
You shot him exactly where you as a police officer are trained to aim, didn't you?
Yes, that's why we're trained.
Where are you trained to shoot a human being?
Rephrase that?
Where are you trained to shoot a human being?
In the center mass.
That's right. And you're trained repeatedly when you qualify to shoot at an individual center.
She couldn't remember her apartment, but you know she could remember? She could most definitely remember the scenario that she needed to do. She could remember CPR. She could remember this. She could remember that. She could remember her training. She could remember her thousands of hours of training, but she couldn't remember her own fucking apartment door. When you get on the floor, the numbers are literally everywhere. Building 7, building 7, buildings, like, the numbers are everywhere. Like, there's no way in hell she couldn't have realized it was her own fucking apartment. Bitch, I done came from work washing dishes when I was younger, feet swollen, fucking tired as shit, eyes dropping, but I know damn well what my apartment looks like because I'm ready to go the fuck to bed. This bitch was on drugs. I said what I said. This is racism, and she was on drugs. Trump got so much to say about the scammer, Mr. Jesse Smollett. He got so much to say about Central Park 5, but he don't got nothing to say about this. President Trump, the wall isn't going to protect anyone from the inside shooters. It's crazy how most of the people who've been doing terrorist acts in America just so happen to be, y'all fill in the blank. A lot of people are using religion and saying, y'all have no heart. What would Jesus do? Nope, fuck that. The least they could have done was get this bitch 50 years. You wanna know why? Cause y'all remember that rapper TK that made that song, The Race? He was involved in a murder. He killed a young 20-year-old who was a father, and he beat the shit out of an old white man. But they gave TK like 50 years to life. I'm like, y'all gave a young kid 50 years to life and didn't have no sympathy. And plus, this is in the same state too, and have no sympathy. But when a white woman, a cop, one of your own, commits a crime, all of a sudden she gets special privileges. A decade in jail? Bitch, that ain't shit. That's fucking elementary school. That bitch can sit her ass right there and continue to rot in jail with her ugly, prune-faced ass. I was so surprised when I found out she was only 31. The first thing I said was, 31? That bitch can stay her ass in jail. And the crazy part is, when the cops go to jail, they usually get protection. They usually get like their own little cell for protection. So, Amber Guyger, stupid bitch, continue to rot in jail, bitch, and continue to age like prunes. Continue to age like a banana, bitch, because you already halfway there. The Caucasity. People are really out here believing that this shit was an accident. The sad part is, this bitch could have just ran and got help. You see your door, your apparent door, unlocked, not locked all the way. You run in, take out your gun, ready to kill a motherfucker. Bitch, you didn't call backup? Aren't you a cop? Aren't you trained to call for backup? You know how many people were in that apartment. You ran in there ready to kill a motherfucker who dared to enter your apartment. So anyone watching this, please everyone get a hotel lock so white bitches like Breaking Becky won't come in. And they're on Amazon. You can get one for like $10 to $15. They're really cheap and they're easy to set up. All you need is a drill. I did it. And if my big ass can do it, y'all can do it too. So please buy one. Shit, niggas ain't even safe to sit in their own damn apartment to eat, sleep, and shit anymore. Crackers is breaking in now. That's modern day slavery right there, my loves. No, like come on now, like you walk into somebody's home, you just came back from a fucking dick appointment, and you just came back trying to relax your jaw, trying to relax your fucking throat, doing all that damn dick sucking of a married man. You come back, open the door, oh my god, a black man! Bitch, you didn't see the decor, you didn't see the smell. All of us have our own apartments, our own homes. Whether you live with your parents or your uncle or your cousin, or if you have your own apartment, all of us know what our homes smell like. Some of our homes smell like sage, some of our homes smell like seasonings. And I'm damn sure her home didn't smell like seasoning. All of our apartments have our own smell. Like, we know how our apartments smell. We know the setup. We know the decor, the paintings, the setup. And then look at the pictures. Look at the double-sided pictures. Their apartments literally don't look the same as far as the layout. Like, look where the counter is. Like, you mean to tell me you couldn't tell that wasn't your apartment? It took you having to turn on the fucking lights? God, this bitch is stupid. They should have drug tested her ass. And if they drug tested her ass, they should have charged her double. America's clearly still in the fucking dark ages. Because I'm flabbergasted. Flabbergasted if people like her can get out in 2029. We about to go into 2020. She's going to get out in like 2029 and 2030. That ain't that far away. And also, I'm talking about something else. A lot of people are protesting and screaming. But forgive me, but isn't it kind of interesting how the same people who never care to protest when a young black man kills another young black man? Is it because this is a white person? Y'all want to protest and scream? Because I noticed that a lot. A lot of black folks have a lot of selective hearing and have a lot of selective outrage. Would y'all have had this same protest energy? Have a black person kill another black person?
But it was in stark contrast to the chanting going on outside.
Probably not. Because we're so used to young black men killing other young black men that a lot of us have been numb to it. But when a little whitey, a white person who's racist, kills a black person, it's how dare that bitch. We're gonna protest. We're gonna get news coverage. We're gonna be famous. We're gonna be all over Fox News. When I see it like this, I wouldn't be out here protesting for Gene Botham and his brother and his dad, because I mean it looks to me they're willing to forgive, forget, and move on. And I'm not gonna fight for someone who won't fight for themselves. They're not gonna fight for a higher sentence. They're not gonna do interviews fighting for a higher sentence. They're not gonna do none of that, because I'm sure they would have gave her more time if the family wanted it to happen. But hey, shit fucking happens. It's disappointing, it's depressing, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, this feels like a plantation mentality that black people are still wrapped in, that we have to automatically forgive white people. But here's the thing, I want to bring up the family, and I want to bring up the reverse of race into this too. Would the Christian family be forgiving if a black person did the same thing? Would they also be forgiving? Would they be willing to hug a big black guy who shot their brother? Would they? Or was it because this was a white woman? Because that's the first thing most black people see. Black people love to act different around other races or give other races different treatment. You got the lawyers crying, the police deputies crying. You got the courtroom crying, getting emotional. An accident? That was not an accident. That was not an accident, because you know what she did? She texted her pinky dick nigga, her fucking dick appointment nigga, like right after, saying, I need your help, I need your help. Right after she called the police. Right after she called the police, she wants to go get some ping, some Zozo. So I'm just like, bitch, fuck her. Good luck in jail, bitch. But it's okay, she'll be out in 10 years. And who knows, she might dispute it and get out on bad behavior. Because y'all know white folks get away with almost anything. If George Zimmerman can literally get away with killing Trayvon Martin and trying to sell the gun in an auction for thousands of dollars, I guarantee you, this bitch can try to get out on good behavior. They'll give this bitch 5 years at most. If she bakes some cookies, if she's a Trump supporter, she might get out in 3 years. Oh my god. Detox honey tea. This is America. This is America. We're the laughing stock of the entire world. The entire world be laughing at our ass because our judicial system is so fucked up. America definitely isn't the home of the free and the home of the brave. And this is why I don't stand for the pledge, ever. I don't ever stand for the pledge during games, during school. When I was in school, I just never stood for it because there's no justice for anything. This is simply white on black crime. The media gravitated towards it, posted it everywhere because they know the black outrage gets them views and ratings, and then poof. The family forgives her, the bitch gets a decade, and the judge gives her sympathy and a Bible. Man, fire this bitch too. But anyways, that's all I gotta say. I want to start a discussion in the comment section down below. I'm trying to get on my uploading schedule consistently. I have a lot to talk about. I want to hear what y'all gotta say, because this is fucking blowing me right now. But yeah, that was that for this video. People should like, comment, subscribe. And yeah, that's that. Bye. Tell me what you say now. Tell me what you do. Tell me that we will become friends. If others do, you can't just throw it away. 'Cause you're the worst, you know what you've done to me. Now I don't need you, I don't mean to, I don't need you, I don't mean to, I don't need you, but I love you, but I love you. I don't mean to, I don't need you, I don't mean to, I don't need you, but I love you. You're the worst, you know what you've done to me.